Myths, fantasies, stories, fiction, stories of wonder, these are all things I absolutely love. But when it comes to work, I need to start debunking these things.
Next Level Coaching.
Hey, I'm Jim Kelly with Next Level Coaching, and I'm here to bring your career to the next level. While you're here, gently hit that like button, gently hit the subscribe button. Helps me grow the channel and gets more good information out to more people. So, today we are going to be talking about myths that are around work. You know, what is a myth? It's something that's told that's not necessarily true. There could be some basis for it at some point, but, when you actually examine it, it's fiction just like any other type of fiction. So we're going to be looking into a few of these today. We're going to explain, why these are not true, so that when you hear them, you understand what's being said. All right. Without any further ado, let's get into it. So the first myth we're going to debunk here is that hard work will get you ahead. Now, this is something that sounds absolutely wonderful, and it's something we all desperately want to believe because we know that we work hard. So if we work hard, we're going to get ahead. Absolutely. Right? But if you look at it, the hardest working people are working 2 minimum wage jobs and a third job on the side, plus picking up any other spare work they can just to make ends meet. Does that seem like they're getting ahead for working hard? No, it's the exact opposite, actually. And oftentimes, the hardest working employees of a particular role are going to be the people who get looked over for promotion because they're spending their time working hard all of the time and not building up the network they need in order to get the recognition from those above them to push them ahead, because their manager is depending on them to get all of that work done for the people on the rest of the team who are, slacking a little bit, because there are lots of people who are adequate or worse at their job. Not everyone is going to be a superstar at everything, and that's okay. So being adequate at your job is completely all right. Don't take this as a negative. All right. But there are plenty of people who just don't care that much about their job and are just going to, do enough. Or they're going to do a little less because they think they can get away with it. And that is the way, some people are. But a lot of people are going to work hard and, overproduce. So when you're overproducing, a manager might take advantage of that and not push you ahead like they should be. They're going to go with the person who is, making all the connections to get ahead. So, does hard work get you ahead? To a point. Like, getting a college degree is going to help you, in a lot of professions. Getting lots of certificates is going to help you in a lot of professions. Okay. But, just plowing through, I'm going to do all of the numbers. That I can tell you from experience, that is not what gets you ahead. What gets you ahead is making those connections. Next one we're going to talk about here is remote workers are less productive. This is one that, you're going to hear over and over and over again. And it is just not true. There are exceptions that prove this rule. You can find the stories of people who are working 2 or 3, 4 jobs at one time, using mouse jigglers and whatnot to move themselves ahead. Find them in the Reddit overemployed. But, that is not most remote workers. Most remote workers are working one job like a normal person. They are working hard because they care about their job, because they like that benefit of being remote. I don't have to spend a half hour plus commuting. I don't have to pay for parking. I don't have to pay for gas. I don't have to go out and buy lunch. I don't have to, spend my time being uncomfortable in a cubicle or in an open office. No, I get to, be at home and work. And those people are going to tend to work. They actually tend to work longer hours than people who are working in the office. Reason is they don't have to commute, so they have that extra energy. They're putting that into the work and overproducing. And I can tell you through my years of management, when people were working remotely, I always notice upticks in their work. Except for rare exceptions who were people who were underperforming to begin with, who continued to underperform. That is going to happen regardless, of where people are if they are underperforming as in part of their nature. But we're not going to get into that. So when people are telling you about, how remote work is, bad, those are either people who are talking about that because they want corporate real estate prices to stay high. They are people who want to have control, or they're middle managers who don't know how to properly perform their role, who want to be, overseeing people directly so that they look busy and important. This might be the biggest myth in the world. Managers know how to manage. In fact, most managers have no clue how to manage. They, don't have a manager skill set. They are people who were good at their role, whether that was sales, operations, any other type of skill set here. But they're very good at that. And they got promoted because of that. But they don't have the skill set needed to be a manager. They don't have this skill set to actually help people grow. They don't have the proper skill sets to know how to properly delegate. So sometimes they're going to be people who are going to, continue to pick up too much of the work and not give the growth opportunities to people below them, and don't know how to properly take the growth opportunities that are being given to them because they're still too busy doing their old role. All right, so it's tough to sometimes step out of that old role because you feel like that's who you are, and I get that. But there were plenty of people who think management is just giving orders. They think it is, micromanaging someone to the point where they actually lose productivity. But that is not management. Management is about empowering people. It is about making them the best employees they can be and getting the best quality work out of them. So you have to know the process you're managing. You have to know the ins and outs of it so that you can guide people to gaining those efficiencies themselves to make your team as good as they can be, and to make sure that they are getting the opportunities they deserve and you are getting the opportunities you deserve. Next one is employees are easily replaceable. Well, everyone is replaceable to a point. No, they're never going to get an exact you for you fit in the role you did. That's not going to happen. But, over the long term, everyone is replaceable. There are people who have institutional knowledge, knowledge about how that company works and where to find information in that firm that are not easily replaced. All right. So when you see, this person's been here for 10 years, we can just get rid of them. That person knew everything and where everything was and the history of why things were how they were. And now when somebody comes in and replaces them, you've lost that. And that is not good for your firm. That is not good for the other people on the team who were dependent on that person. Not everybody knows the processes and the ins and outs. And not everyone cares enough when they first come in to learn all of that and document it so that when that person is gone, that that knowledge is retained. And no matter what, you're going to lose some institutional knowledge along the way. That is the nature of the beast. People do retire. People do go to other firms for other opportunities. Life happens. So there are always going to be some changes, and we're going to get those replacements, and we are going to lose institutional knowledge here and there. But when you're just going, oh, I can replace anybody anytime, that's, well, true, not going to be the best for the firm, and definitely leads to a less healthy firm. Now, this one here might be the biggest misconception about work, and that is HR is here to protect the employees. No. HR is there to protect the firm. Let me say that again. HR is there to protect the firm. They are not there to protect the employees. They are always there to protect the firm. That is their job. Now, they're absolutely there to help the employee if you have problems with your benefits, you have problems with your payroll. They are 100% there, and they do care about you. But their job is protecting the employee, or the employer, not the employee. So when someone's raising complaints, they are there to make sure that the company is safe from being sued. So you have to be careful with what you say to HR. You have to make sure you have documentation for everything. Make sure everything is in emails. If there is a meeting with HR, make sure there's an email recapping the meeting. You always, always, always want documentation, because things that happen on a phone call are dismissible. You can't prove anything. You never can. You never will. All right. But if it's on an instant message, if it's on a email, there's proof, and make sure you are saving down the proof. Always keep yourself safe, because that is always your most important duty, is keeping yourself safe. Just like HR's duty is to keep the company safe, and it completely makes sense that it is. Now, there are HR workers who very, very much care about people. So please do not take this as me taking shots at HR. No, they are literally just doing their job. All right? But their number one job is always protecting the firm, not you. So, keep that in mind when you are lodging complaints with HR. Make sure there is documentation, because you got to keep yourself safe. So there we go. There is 5 myths we just debunked. Now, do all of those come from a bad place? No. Some of them come from a hopeful place. Like, everyone wants to believe they get ahead if they work hard. So that's something that's said. Absolutely. Everybody wants to believe that people are only being put up to management roles because they know how to manage. But that's not necessarily true. All right? There are plenty of HR folks who very much care deeply about everyone they're helping. Absolutely true. All right? But we have to be honest with ourselves. We have to be honest with the situation. And knowledge is power. If you know these things going in, it's going to help you out in the long run. Now, am I saying you should not work hard? No. I'm saying you should work hard, but you should also take time to network and get to know the people who are going to be having a say in you being promoted. Because if they know you, and they actually know you, they don't just superficially know you, then they are more likely to go to bat for you when it is time for promotions, when it is time for that next opportunity. Oh, I have this role opening up in my org. Why don't you come over? Those things happen when you properly network. But if you are, just keeping your head down grinding, you miss out on those opportunities. All right. Now that you know these things, though, you can keep your eye open and see things with a proper lens. So keep doing the work. Keep putting in all the work you can to, get yourself ahead. Keep doing the things that are going to matter to you. Getting that recognition, getting those certificates, getting, whatever skills you need to build up to move to the next level. That's what we're here for. So, if there's anything that you need help on, feel free to put it in the comments. I might make a video about it in the future. Or, feel free to reach out to me. I am happy to have a conversation with people. All right? But hit that like, hit that subscribe button, and I will talk to you soon.